All right, great. So I want to start with asking a question. Show of hands, how many of you consider yourselves to be creatives? All right. And then how many of you have brains? Right? Everybody. So if you have a brain, then you can be creative. We just need better ways for our teams to be able to get those ideas out of our brains and onto paper. So my name is William Donnell. I am the lead scientist at Sodium Halogen. And we are a team of 5, but we're spread across 3 different time zones. And we do work for companies all over the US and a few internationals doing user experience, user interface, and then also branding. So that means a lot of design thinking, and that looks like this. Lots of Post-it notes, Sharpies, working on the whiteboard, 2D stuff. But we had to find a way to take those things that are mainly 2D and make them work with distributed teams. So in order to do that, we use a lot of the tools that you guys probably already use. But the one I want to talk about is video chat, because I think it is the best way for collaborating with distributed teams. Because with a distributed team, it's not just about building communication, but it's about building that community. And I think that video chat is one of the most powerful ways to do that, to build that community that's there. And here's the reason I think so. I've got a theory that when we get together in a room, we're using all 5 of our senses. We're empathizing with those people. You can see hand gestures. You can see body language, all of those things. We treat each other as humans. And when we remove some of those senses from the equation, then it makes the distance that it feels like we are from our team members exponential. So let me show you an example of that. All right, first we've got email. It's great for communicating facts, but it's not great for brainstorming. When's the last time you had someone say, okay, hey, let's hop onto email and come up with 3 new features for our iPhone app that we're working on? It doesn't work, right? Okay, phone is better because you can hear tone of how someone meant that sentence that they said, and there's also not the delay of I ask a question and then I wait a couple of minutes to get a response. But we don't have the human interaction. We don't see someone's face. And video changes that because there's a certain part of our brain that fires when we look at another human being. We empathize with that person. We can work together as a team. So video is the sweet spot. And just in case you're wondering, this is where conference call is, and it makes me sad. All right, so if video chat is the sweet spot, then what's the simplest way that we can set that up? How can we get that going, even on the smallest teams? So here's the basic setup. 2 laptops with webcams and free software. With just those tools, you can do some really cool stuff. Because if the best camera that you have is the one that you already have with you, then the best video chat tools are the tools that you have as well. So with just that setup, you can take your laptop or your iPad, bring it to the wall, show your other remote team member what's going on that's there. You can even take your sketch. We use a lot of sketches. Hold those up to the camera so your team can see them. They can take a snapshot, or take a picture with your smartphone to archive for later. So these are the tools that we've used, and when we've taught other companies how to do this, it's worked for them as well. Yay. But how can we make it better? Well, we can add a second camera. We had a problem where distributed team members weren't able to see what was happening on the wall when we're working. So what we did was, there we go. All right, we put an iPhone on a tripod and pointed it at the wall. So here is the view from the laptop, and then here is the view from the iPhone. You can actually see what's going on, and this worked pretty well. The most important thing is you've got one camera to show the faces, so you empathize with your team members, and another camera to show the ideas. All right, so you can set this up in multiple locations. If you've got 2. Or even 3, if you've got 2 or 3 even locations, you can use a second camera to do that. Now we did try using virtual tools, but we kept coming back to pen and paper because it's tactile and use a different part of your brain there. So you can also add a better second camera. This is IPVO, and it's awesome because as we're sketching, the other team members can see what's happening in real time, and that's really powerful to get your ideas out of your brain. What about teams that are in different time zones? Well, we use screencasts. We'll run a brainstorming exercise, do a 3-minute synopsis on a video screencast, share that with the team that's maybe on the other side of the world. They can run the exercise, create their own screencast, and share it back with us. It's not perfect, but it works pretty well. So my challenge to you is, how this next week can you set up a video chat where you do a brainstorming session and then let me know how it's going. And I've got a cheat sheet that's down here on this link that'll kind of walk you through a great brainstorming exercise. So here's the wrap up. Everyone is creative, Great ideas can come from everywhere. Cross-disciplinary teams rock. We need to make it easier to let people video brainstorm. Get your ideas out of your brain and onto paper. Video is the sweet spot. Add a better second camera. Screencast can help. Try it now. There's the cheat sheet. Thank you.